there is going to be a degree of frustration that is going to creep in now. And, this Jupiter is going to be in retrograde motion all the way till March 11th of 2026. So it's a crucial impact that is coming into picture. You will be able to retain yourself, your job, your role, your work after putting up a spectacular fight. Hi guys, welcome back to Vedic Astrology. Today we are going to be doing the December monthly reading, and you can watch this reading both from moon sign as well as from your lagna, ascendant or rising perspective, because a lot of you keep on posing this question, and I repeat, there cannot be separate predictions coming in for different rising or moon sign. You have to evaluate it from both angles. So say if you are an Aries moon but a Pisces rising, I recommend you to please check out both videos. Now without further ado, let's quickly look into the important dates which are going to be coming into picture for the course of this month. So folks, first and foremost, Sun is going to be making its transit into the sign of Sagittarius on December 15th. He is currently placed in the sign of Scorpio itself. Then you have Mercury, which is in the sign of Libra, but he will be entering into the sign of Scorpio on December 6th, whilst he will be moving and making the last transit of the year into the sign of Sagittarius on December 29th. Then you have Venus also placed in the sign of Scorpio itself, whereas he will be transiting into the sign of Sagittarius on December 20th. Then you have Mars also in conjunction, however combust, placed in the sign of Scorpio, and it is going to be transiting into the sign of Sagittarius from December 7th. Then you have Jupiter, which is sitting in retrograde mode, and it is going to be coming into the sign of Gemini in retrogression itself on December 5th. So that's a key shift coming into picture. That's a good shift. In fact, for many of you coming into picture here, Saturn is placed in Purv Bhadrapada Nakshatra of Jupiter in the sign of Pisces itself. Rahu is in a Shat Bisha Nakshatra of itself in the sign of Aquarius, and I will try and make videos on Rahu's transit into Shadbisha Nakshatra as well. It's important for us to understand the shift of this Rahu and how it's going to be impacting us. And then last but not the least, Ketu is placed in the sign of Leo in the Purva Falguni Nakshatra of Venus itself. Cancer, as you guys can see on your screen here, of course, I cannot depict your Lagna Lord, or if you are watching from a Cancer moon sign perspective, your moon sign, because Moon is going to be transiting every 2.5 days into different zodiacs, but Jupiter is represented in your 12th house retrograde motion. Now, Jupiter is going to be coming back into the 12th house from its place of exaltation on 5th of December, as we discussed on the dates. And it is crucial, guys, because we have to understand retrograde planet, especially a benefic planet like Jupiter, is a much positive situation to be in when compared to when compared to a planet like Saturn, which was in retrogression for all this while. However, Jupiter got retrograded during its exaltation. I'm not going to tell you that it's going to behave like a debilitated planet as such, but yes, the strength of it to give positive outcomes has definitely diminished whilst it is in its retrograde motion in the state of exaltation. Since it's about 4 odd days, we are not going to cover much. We had done a detailed Jupiter video itself, but Jupiter is skipping back into the 12th house for you guys, being the lord of your 6th and your 9th house. So he is your Bhagesh, your lord of fortune and destiny. And somewhere or the other, one thing is going to be pretty prominent, that multiple attempts, multiple amount of effort is going to be required when dealing with matters related to your job as such. At your workplace, in your career, in your day-to-day activities, you will find that there is a repetition which is coming into picture. There could be an increased amount of exertion that could also mount, and this will definitely lead to some degree of frustration in your experience. You will have to be patient in that sphere. He is the lord of your 9th house as well, sitting in the 12th, which means that you could feel that your long distance journeys, your destiny support coming in from your seniors, elders, your professor, guide, mentor, manager at your workplace, somewhere or the other, whilst they are still sort of supporting you, and it can result into positive gains as well for you. Yet the amount of effort that will be required from your side to maintain your relationships at at the previous levels, or getting the right sort of outcome when you are traveling, especially for business related work, is going to be heightened. There is going to be a degree of frustration that is going to creep in now, and this Jupiter is going to be in retrograde motion all the way till March 11th of 2026. So it's a crucial impact that is coming into picture. Many of you would be looking forward to embark upon long distance journeys for pilgrimages as well. However, some kind of difficulties, discomfort during those journeys could also come into picture. This Jupiter is giving a retrograded aspect towards your sixth house, fourth house, and eighth. He's in trine with a Rahu as well. But from a fourth house perspective, I think it does give the opportunity for many of you to make certain projects, undertake certain initiatives in terms of transforming your place of residence, the way you structure things. Some sort of renovation could come into play, and you will have to put in your own efforts to materialize this. Expenses would definitely be on the rise, and that is where, guys, I will recommend you that making certain amount of donation, some kind of charitable activity, may not be a bad deal at this point in time. You will find some degree of competition coming in, some degree of resistance coming in with the people that you are collaborating with. Your daily rhythm might go out for a toss, or there could be some health related complications, challenges that might suddenly surface during this period, resulting into expenditures. Being proactive about it, getting your health checkup done, etc., is going to be crucial. Cancerians, you must keep a watch on that front. Now, Ketu is placed in your second house, and bang opposite to it is Rahu, who is in the eighth house in trine with this Jupiter. Now, Ketu's presence in the second is again a tricky one in terms of sustaining your wealth, sustaining your lifestyle, growth of your monetary aspect or material aspects in general will provide you some bit of disturbance. Yes, he's in Venus's nakshatra. Again, not a very, not a sweet situation to be in. But the fact of the matter is that Venus rules the second house in Kalpurush Kundri. It will give some bit of a trigger on the positive side from a family front, but you will have to find a purpose. You will have to find a goal as to what you can do to make your life peaceful there. This food can bring in spicy intake, hot, chilly food might be of interest area to you. But more importantly, guys, I'm a little worried on the work career front. He continues to give an aspect towards your sixth house into the sign of Sagittarius. In fact, four planets are transiting into the sign of Sagittarius, while three other planets, Saturn, Jupiter, and Ketu, are giving aspects to that house as well. So sixth house becomes highly prominent for you folks, and therefore do not take anything complacent for granted. You will have to put in the right amount of effort, energy to transform things. You might lose interest to a certain degree there as well, but the good part is Mars is making a transit. He's your 10th lord coming into the sixth house, forming a decent Shatruvanta Yoga. He will be accompanied by Sun as well, with the second lord. So you will be able to retain yourself, your job, your role, your work after putting up a spectacular fight. But that hard work, that effort is definitely going to be required. The challenging bit that I see with this Ketu's placement is, and I keep telling this to the people who are coming in for my consultations as well, a lot of 2, 6, 10 people with Ketu are struggling with their career, with their savings, with their money, and somewhere there's a lack of interest as well to keep pursuing in that direction. So you will have to figure out a way to navigate it stronger. Bang opposite to it is Rahu. He is getting into the Shadbisha Nakshatra. Now I'm going to be making a video on Shadbisha Nakshatra as well. If you desire to, for me to put that attempt, I'll request you to please pin down your comments there. But Rahu is in trine with Jupiter. Your expenses are definitely going to be on the rise. But this is also going to be a spectacular period for people to immerse yourself in learning new stuff, going into isolation, pivoting your career, your objectives, your targets in a new shape and form. Your eighth lord is also sitting in the ninth house and is direct now. It is in a much better situation versus than it was before. So, and you've navigated through Ashtam Shani earlier, last year, Cancerian. So you know how tough situations have to be dealt with. You've got that experience, you've got that understanding of the challenges and overcoming them as well. So I don't anticipate too much negative, especially for people who are trying to, let's say, undertake PhD programs, research programs in foreign universities, if you are making any sort of connections in a foreign land, or any kind of speculative activities in terms of forex trading, etc., might also result into a positive uptake. There is a good possibility for people who are looking forward to research in the areas of data science, in terms of artificial intelligence. In all those sectors, you are going to find a lot of positive outcomes coming in with the placement of this Rahu. Again, he, along with Jupiter, both of them are giving an aspect towards your fourth house into the sign of Libra. Venus is in your fifth house and will transit into the sixth. Somewhere or the other, taking loans, going about making new initiatives, new projects, revamping the look and feel of your home, undertaking home renovation projects, all those activities could be on the radar. Many of you might just want to clean up and put a structure, a new look and feel, reorder the furniture and represent it in a different way, do some hand woven projects to make your home beautiful. Those kind of things are also possible for you, Cancerians. Of course, it's a transit reading. We cannot anticipate everything based on transits. You will have to look into your natal dasha, antardasha, to realize what is the kind of shift that you can anticipate. But as we move further, we see that in the start of the month itself, you will have Sun, Venus, and Mars placed in your fifth house in the sign of Scorpio. Whilst Mercury will be placed at the start of the year, I've represented him in the fifth house. He will be in the sign of Libra in your fourth house. He is losing directional strength there. He's the lord of your 12th and your third move or place in your fourth house, and thereby initiation of any kind of documentation, paperwork with respect to property acquisition and stuff is highly probable in the first week of December itself. In fact, the current period that you are going through, that you're watching this video in November as well, those probabilities remain intact. Now, your fourth lord and your 11th lord is Venus, and he is currently stationed with Sun, who happens to be the second lord. So, your second and 11th lord are in conjunction in your fifth house, and they are so beautifully activating your wealth, financial gains, monetary gains, desires, and ambitions sort of significations through the course of this month, or at least for the first half of December. Their conjunction in the fifth house does give an indication that, one, if you are looking forward to forging new romantic relationships, you are going to find success in that. You are going to find a regeneration in terms of being around with your partner, spending good quality time with them. It is also going to be a decent period for students watching this video in terms of making a certain accomplishment, getting certain certifications, finding success in terms of their knowledge and understanding. All of that seems to be materializing during this period. People who are trying to make in the right investment for future financial gains. This part of the month, the first half of the month, is a very fruitful time because Jupiter has also come into the 12th house. As long as you are strategic about it, Saturn is giving an aspect to the 11th. So remember, all of that is working in parallel, in collaboration with each other. So there is a definitive indication that Cancerians, your investment strategies, your plan and roadmap around that is going to give you the right outcomes. Now, in the first week of the month, Mars, who is the fifth lord, is going to be placed there. He's 10th lord as well. He happens to be like a Yoga Karaka planet in your case, guys. Albeit he gets debilitated in your Lagna in your first house, but he is going to be transiting, although in combustion, to your sixth house in the sign of Sagittarius around 6th, 7th of December. Now, until then, he is placed in the fifth house. You will have to be watchful with your aggression, but at the same time, there is going to be a lot of passion in your relationships. But once Mars moves into the sixth house, he forms a fabulous Shatruhanta Yoga. He is going to trigger that heightened amount of energy that is required from your side to overcome the challenges that are coming your way, to face the obstacles that are coming your way. You might be making some crucial financial decisions as well, acting upon them, and you might come up with some creative ideas to address the challenges or the financial obstacles that are coming your way. It is also going to be a decent period, okay-ish period, for you to overcome any kind of litigation related problems. Mortgage, any kind of debt, financial stress is what you will be able to overcome comfortably. But with respect to relationships, with respect to litigations, any kind of legal cases, I would want you to take your time and make sure that you have the right paperwork in place, or the right guidance in place, the right mentorship in place, because you might struggle in terms of getting the right information as long as Jupiter is retrograded. That Guru's retrogradation is telling that the right consultation might be something you will have to chase through multiple attempts. So be watchful on that front. Mars from the sign of Scorpio is giving an aspect on that Rahu into your 11th house and your 12th house. But once he transits into your sixth house, he gives an aspect towards your ninth, your 12th, and your Lagna. Now, this is the time where you could get worked up. There could be anger issues, temper boiling. You might want to take any kind of matters head on. In fact, you might be retaliatory in your tone with your bosses, superiors, mentors, guides, professors, whatever, with your fatherly figure. I would want you to take a chill pill on those areas and not be as strong headed as your temptation would be. But at the same time, this Mars is going to make you very proactive in terms of overcoming any unexpected, unanticipated challenges that you've not thought of. So that is a good bit coming in with the movement of this Mars here. Now, around the first 15 days, Sun remains stationed, being the second lord in your fifth house itself. It's a decent Dhan Yoga. All of these planets combined are giving an aspect towards the 11th house. So there is going to be no dearth of hard work. There is no dearth of emotions from your side, clarity from your side to chase your goals, ambitions, and desires. And once this Sun trickles into your sixth house, I think you are going to find enough support from your family members as well to make sure that you are doing everything within your capacity, everything within your strength to address those problems. There is going to be a lot of time, effort, energy that is going to be required in terms of dealing with financial matters, but you will be successful in terms of overcoming those challenges too, because Sun along with Mars becomes extremely powerful in the sixth house, and that's a decent shift to be in. Whilst this movement of Mars and Sun has happened into your sixth house, Mercury will transit into the second week in your fifth house itself and be conjunct with Venus there. Now, Mercury being the lord of the 12th and the the 12th and the third house, third lord moving three places away from itself into the fifth house is going to bring an entrepreneurial side of mindset within you. You are going to be competitive. You are going to take a very creative approach, negotiation based approach in terms of addressing those issues. But at the same time, it can be a little tricky with respect to your relationships. Sometimes you have to understand both Mercury and Venus are sitting in the sign of Scorpio. I tend to skip things, but my intent of the message is that both of them in this sign of Scorpio can bring a certain degree of transformation in your relationships as well, and it might be triggered with some sort of communication gap. So please be watchful on that front. Don't be too harsh with your kids. But I think from a student community perspective, it's a brilliant time for learning mathematics, data crunching sort of subjects, or anything that brings an innovation mindset, but you will be ready to roll up your sleeve and learn new stuff. Rahu is giving you good propagation on that side of the spectrum. So that's a positive bit there as well. Now, uh, around 20th of December, Venus is going to trickle down into the sixth house. Sixth house placement is not an extraordinary situation for Venus to be in. He is your 11th lord, moving eight places away into the sixth house. Fourth lord, three places into the sixth house. And perhaps any kind of investments that you've made, any kind of loans, etc., that you would have taken, if you have stretched yourself beyond your means to beautify or aesthetically improve the appearance of your house, your property, some upgrades on your car, on your vehicle, anything of that sort, this is going to be the time you might feel the pinch of the dollar or the money that you're spending in there. So be careful that you cut the coat according to your cloth. Don't overspend. But this is also going to be positive on the other side of the spectrum, where Venus, being Sanjeevani himself, is going to help you heal yourself, overcome any health related matters that I was alluding to. So the last leg of the month, the last leg of the year 2025 actually is going to bring you some degree of hope to recuperate as well. However, expenses are definitely looking to balloon. They are definitely looking to go on a rise throughout the course of this period. On the last week itself, around 29th of December, Mercury also becomes conjunct here in the sign of Sagittarius. So you see four planets sitting there, Ketu, Jupiter, and Saturn, giving aspects into the sign of Sagittarius. And that is why I feel there is going to be a lot of things happening, either on your job front or from a competitive examinations perspective if you are a student, job perspective if you are a working professional, in your relationships, legal related matters, loans giving you certain bit of a headache. All of that is going to become extremely prominent. And when the sixth lord himself is sitting retrograded, I think what you will realize is it will not take just one single attempt for you to address those problems. You will have to take an attempt, fail at it, fail fast, learn from that, and then improve upon to do better as to how you can overcome that challenge. So It's a crucial thing that you've got to play around throughout the course of this period. Then, last but not the least, Saturn has finally become direct on the in the last week of November, on 27th, 28th of November, depending on which part of the world you are in. He's placed in your ninth house, and from there, he's the lord of your seventh and your eighth house. So seventh lord into the ninth is not a bad situation to be in, but it is also a fact that he's your eighth lord. So he tends to bring in a suddenness, some degree of transformation, and that could come in your career. That could come in terms of the way your father, your elderly react to health related matters. Saturn is giving an aspect toward the 11th house. So he is giving a aspect of work hard, karma oriented mindset, and based on that your wishes are going to be fulfilled. Guys, I'm going to be making a video on Saturn's three aspects, maybe along with Mars and Jupiter as well. And if you would want me to give you perspective as to what those and how those three aspects differ, I would love for you to give your comments in there. But Saturn's aspect to the 11th is indicating that he is giving an aspect towards your third house as well. And this is where this Saturn is going to demand some extraordinary amount of hard work. There is going to be no denial in terms of the heroism, the willpower, the courage that you will have to showcase. Mercury is also moving in a very fast paced movement at this point in time. So you could be juggling with multiple projects, multiple initiatives at your side, and you'll have to figure out a way to find the right balance. Last but not the least, Saturn is also giving an aspect towards your sixth house in the sign of Sagittarius. So, yes, most of the planets are going to come under the affliction of that aspect, but you have to understand he forms a decent Shatru Hanta Yoga for you. He will enable you with your own efforts to overcome those problems as well. But at the same time, the complications with the 10th aspect are that challenges are bound to come. Struggle is bound to happen with the aspects of Saturn, and that is exactly what you can anticipate from sixth house perspective. So either you could struggle with respect to your job or with respect to any kind of loans that you are addressing, financial challenges, or with respect to your health as well. And especially with respect to your health, be watchful towards your tummy area, your intestines, your liver and stuff, or towards the lower part of your body from knee and downwards, towards the strength of your bones, the not being anemic, or your blood platelet counts. Those kind of situations can be of hindrance during this period. But all in all, Cancerians, the month of December is giving a promise that you will have to work hard, you will have to push through, you will be able to fulfill your desires, your targets, and ambitions as well. But the number of attempts required to do so is going to increase. The amount of efforts that is required, or some degree of frustration buildup, is also possible with respect to your money related or career related matters. Health is of key importance. You will feel a lot more stronger, regenerated from 20th of December onwards. But prior to that, in the first 20 days, I would want you to draw some caution. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this reading. If you have, then I request you to please smash on that like button, subscribe to Dev Astrology, and keep watching. Om Namah Shivaya, Har Har Mahadev.